Welcome to Downtown Buzz. I'm Maggie Campbell, and thanks for tuning into this month's show that features two of downtown's newest residential properties, information about our upcoming Downtown Living Tour on April 28th, and a look inside Art St. Louis, one of our downtown art galleries.
That's right, Maggie. We are inviting all of our viewers out to experience the best of downtown living and to also walk around the downtown neighborhood to see why our residents call downtown home. Stay tuned for Downtown Buzz.
Hi, I'm Maggie Campbell, and I'm here with Amos Harris of Spinnaker St. Louis, the developer of the Mercantile Exchange. Hi, Amos.
Hi, Maggie.
This is so exciting.
It
It's like
is.
apartments, it's a hotel, it's a movie theater. Tell me, what is your vision for this? Because this was all empty space not too long ago.
The Mercantile Exchange is meant to be a gathering spot for downtown. It's meant to be the place where you can live, where you can work, where you can stay if you're coming to visit friends. It's meant to be the place where people from around town come to see a show, come to dinner, come to a theater, come to a fine art gallery. The whole idea is a kind of a layered set of attractions that invite a whole array of people from the region to enjoy downtown St. Louis in a way that they haven't been able to in the past.
So these buildings were part of a previous development that didn't happen. And it was an opportunity for you as the developer to step in and turn something around that was really a symbol of decay for downtown with the old Sky Bridge across Washington Avenue. It's been really exciting and very tangible to see it changing. What's been the community's reaction?
It's been a wonderfully positive reaction. We, as you said, had the opportunity to get enough property, have enough of a footprint to make a difference.
What's the square footage you're working with?
Overall, it's about 1.5 million square feet. It's about $250 million deal altogether. Obviously, we have major partners in making this happen. The financial partners, of course, being U.S. Bank and Morgan Stanley and some other major players. And then locally, of course, we have the state of Missouri that has helped in getting some of the infrastructure done, and Stacey Hasty, who took the office component. So it was very much a bunch of people getting the rock up the hill.
Well, and except for critical things like the historic tax credits, I know on this building, this project wouldn't have happened.
We had all sorts of help. The state historic tax credits were critical, as were the federal historic tax credits, new market tax credits. There were many components that went into making this work in the middle of a recession.
Yeah, and a lot of why those people and entities were there to support you was because this was going to create jobs. What's been the result so far? Because some elements of it have already opened. We're here in the Laurel Apartments today.
The hotel, of course, is the major job creator of the components that have opened so far. It is both a job creator as well as an overall economic development generator. The jobs, of course, are very important, but so is the ability to offer, say, the convention center a much better neighborhood in which to sell conventions, to attract people from throughout the region into downtown. Those create jobs in an ancillary way, but equally important from an economic development perspective.
So this project includes the old Diller's building, which is called the Laurel, that has the hotel and the apartments above. But the building across the street is the old St. Louis Center that was a shuttered shopping mall.
A dead mall.
And you've got some great tenants coming in there and great uses. You're in this nexus of a great location because you're catty-cornered from the convention center, around the corner from the Arch grounds,
Right
down
on
the street,
right on the
across
Metro
the
Link.
street, right on Washington Avenue. So you've got a lot going. Who are some of the tenants that have signed on so far, besides what we've talked about?
We've got Pie. We've started construction on the pizza place, and they're obviously a great regional tenant. We have several other tenants that are in various stages of signing leases. There's a wonderful wine bar that people would know out of Webster Groves. There's another restaurant group out of Clayton that is looking to come in downtown. There's a Pan-Asian concept, also local folks that are looking to put the restaurant across the street. There's, of course, the movie theater. The movie theater will be, I think, a huge component of this. It's 3 screens, 330 seats altogether. It's got food and beverage service into the theater, great menu of stuff you're not going to wear out of the theater, so it's all stuff you can eat in the dark. And it's got a great wine list and a great beer list. So I think that'll be exciting. And then, of course, the National Blues Museum will be huge.
Well, I was going to say a little project that's near and dear to my heart, right. the National Blues Museum. So a lot going on right here in these 2 blocks.
Transformational. The intent is to make it happen in concentration so that it can grow to neighboring properties.
So the housing, this is an apartment that we're in. You're going to be on the homes tour that we're doing in April. What kind of things are people going to see on the tour? Why is this such a special place to live?
There are a lot of wonderful housing options in downtown St. Louis. We built this one to be special in a variety of ways. It has got a 10,000 square foot open air atrium that is an amenity to all the residential tenants. We've had several opening parties there, and it's just a wonderfully calm space that you can find in the middle of an urban environment. Then, of course, we think that the appeal of the restaurants and the theater as neighbors to people living here, you're living kind of in the middle, you're kind of living in the middle of it all with the opportunity of having that tranquility of the garden at your disposal.
But there's kind of some unusual amenities that are built in because you're sitting above a hotel.
That's true.
What are some of those special things that you can't get in a regular apartment?
Well, you can get, of course, the maid service on a
nice.
It's wonderful. You can get room service. You can have your car taken care of, all a la carte. Dry cleaning, all of that done.
They'll find you a nanny.
All that.
Full service.
On an a la carte basis, so it's not built into the rent, but if you want it, you pay extra and you can have it.
Nice. This is really amazing. What other things do you see in the immediate neighborhood that are also going on that are part of this vision for a district here at Mercantile Exchange?
Well, of course, the intent, as you know, and as you've been working on yourself, is to try to create this culture of entrepreneurialism, creativity that fosters the growth of small business, that fosters the desire for people to live in downtown St. Louis, that fosters that kind of sense of vitality and excitement that we've come to expect from a great urban center. So the intent is to try to move St. Louis towards what we would see in Chicago or other cities by fostering that kind of experience and growth.
So if I lived in this apartment, like what would this apartment rent for?
This apartment is 1,700 feet. It rents for about $2,200 a month. It is, of course, has beautiful views up Washington Avenue. You can see the stadium, you can see the arch. It's a lovely 2-bedroom. We have, since it's a historic renovation, we have almost every unit is unique in some way. There's 52 different unit types of the 205 units. Even among those 52, some will have balconies, some won't, some face in, some face out, so they're all unique.
But you have some that are smaller than this.
Some that are small.
You don't want to spend that much.
Right.
So what's sort of the entry level?
Entry level is just under $1,000 a month for 1 bedroom.
Okay. And so how's it going in terms of leasing? My instinct is that if you can get people through the door, the place probably sells itself.
We have been very lucky in that regard. People have embraced the project. We're ahead of where we thought we'd be from a leasing schedule perspective. We've had some corporate tenants that also want to take blocks of space for their people that come in periodically. So we've been very lucky. It's very close, of course, to all the offices. It's close to the stadiums. It's a well-located property.
Well, it's really exciting. It's great to see it opening, and thank you so much for all your hard work and the investment. There's been so many people behind it, and we're really excited about having it on the Homes Tour, and we hope people will come down and check it out because it really is unusual.
Welcome. It is a wonderful project.
Next up is Art St. Louis. We'll be talking to them about their role in the Homes Tour as the closing party and some of their other upcoming events that are bringing arts and culture to life in downtown St. Louis. Stay tuned.
Show. We are coming to you from Art St. Louis in the 500 block of Washington Avenue. It's been here for a really long time. If you haven't seen it, they have some great exhibits. We're going to be talking today with Chandler Branch. He is the executive director. Not only will he tell us about some of the upcoming exhibits, we'll hear about their role in our upcoming downtown living tour on April 28th. So welcome to our show, Chandler.
Thank you. Good
and
to be
welcome
here.
to St. Louis.
That's right.
So what have you enjoyed about St. Louis as a whole so far?
Well, like everyone knows, it's extremely accessible, which seems like an odd place to start, but I guess for me, it's just being impressed with the visual arts community in particular. There's so many organizations doing fantastic work here.
That's great. So what's your background?
My
What brings
background-
you to St. Louis?
Well, there's two ways to answer that question. One, I love the area, and I fell in love with the area because I have family here. My wife's family lives here. So I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, we started looking into the possibility, and then this opportunity came up, which was just a beautiful fit with my interest in arts administration. So
That's
it's
right.
been wonderful.
So what are some of the exhibits that you have here at Art St. Louis? Just give us talk us through like a sampling of what you can see.
Well, I guess the best way to explain the exhibition schedule is to back up to say why we do it all.
That's right.
And essentially, Art St. Louis exists to make life in St. Louis a richer experience through contemporary visual art. We do that by championing the art and artists of our region, artists that live and work within a 200-mile radius actually of downtown St. Louis. So we're fostering the development of artists, we're helping more people discover those artists and enjoy their work, which means that most of the exhibitions, well, almost entirely, all the artwork you see is created by people who live and work in our community.
That's great.
Which is actually one of the things I love about Art St. Louis. As we were talking earlier, it adds this level of energy, particularly around the openings for these exhibitions. So the exhibition we're standing in front of right now is our annual Varsity Art Exhibition, which features artwork by graduate and undergraduate students from 20 regional colleges and universities.
38 pieces or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
and that's very typical. A wide spread, which is another point of interest for our St. Louis exhibitions. Is you see, often the exhibitions are built around a theme. This is one of the few non-themed exhibitions we have.
I can tell they get to show their individuality. Because
Yes.
all the pieces, they're not connected.
Yes.
They all look different.
Yes, and actually, in a way, I feel like this gallery functions kind of as an example of a public discourse where individuality, as you put it, is really well respected, more than respected, it's celebrated, you know. And often you come away with something that, despite all the individuality and all the variance, there's kind of a cohesiveness to it. And it says something about how our community will come at some of these broader themes.
So you're a part of our upcoming downtown living tour?
That's right.
And
April
what
28th.
is your role? I mean, we're going to have an after party here, but what public works display will we see while we're here? Will it be the same one?
No,
it will have
It'll
changed
be,
up.
It will have changed, and actually
Yeah.
the timing of the downtown home tour is perfect. Because, the title of the home tour, I'm told that it's
Art of Downtown
the Art of Downtown Living. Right, exactly.
Perfect.
There's two exhibitions that'll be happening at that time. One of them is all about food. We're calling it Food Glorious Food. So artists, again, will come at this with a wide variety of, interpretive angles. We have photographers, painters, sculptors, so three-dimensional works, two-dimensional works, anything about food, beverage, wine, the accoutrements of harvesting food, whatever.
So we need to beware because if there's a basket of fruit on display, it might
It may
actually
or may not be
artwork.
edible. That's right. You can eat it, then you got to buy it.
Right.
And then the rest of the gallery, which actually will be the bulk of the gallery, will be what we call our Honors Award exhibit. This is also an annual exhibition, and what it means is that each year we have this series of exhibitions that takes place here, and often we have different jurors for every exhibition. Sometimes they're from the local community, arts community, sometimes
Do they win prizes?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Actually,
Okay.
they're given awards of excellence.
Okay.
And those are given to a handful of artists whose work is, of course, outstanding.
Right.
And then we, once a year, create this invitational exhibition where everyone who won an award of excellence from the previous year is invited to come back and submit
That's
work.
great. Yeah.
So essentially what you'll wind up with is kind of the best of regional art on display at the same time as the downtown home tour.
Okay, that's great. So when is the event that you're talking about, the Food Glorious Food?
Food Glorious Food runs from April 14th to May 23rd. There are a number of events that happen. Food Glorious Food is really, as much as it is an exhibition, it's a series of events,
Okay.
outreach events.
Okay.
The first of which takes place on April 14th. That's kind of a kickoff block party. Jazz St. Louis will be here. We'll have some live art, a number of local wineries serving, so it'll be wonderful. And then on the 28th, we're combining the home tour end of day party with a catered dinner that will feature really the artists sort of as a centerpiece. We're calling it Dine with the Artists.
Okay, so some of the artists will be here.
Yeah, oh
of
yeah,
the work that's on this
absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
great.
so in fact, connecting artists and the audience is one of the fun and exciting things that we do, points of inspiration. And then it ends, or the last big event of the series is this massive potluck that we're putting on the day before Mother's Day. We're calling it a mother of potluck. That's what it is.
Oh, that's nice though.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting because you know, sort of an informal atmosphere, but we'll be inviting loads of people to come and bring dishes and recipes, and we'll jury the recipes for fun as well.
And the public is invited to attend all of those events?
That's right.
Okay, where can they find out information on those events?
artstlouis.org.
And then what are your hours here? Is it by appointment only, or
No,
when
no,
can
no.
people walk through to see
It's
the
free and
exhibit?
open to the public. Our hours are 10 to 5 most days, except for Monday and Saturday, it's 10 to 4.
Okay, and then give us your physical address.
555 Washington Avenue. We're
Okay.
between 6th and Broadway.
All right, and anything else you think that our viewers would want to know?
I want to put in a plug for downtown St. Louis. I'm assuming you probably won't mind because I love working in downtown St. Louis, and I have to say it's exciting for our organization to be playing sort of a distinctive role as a cultural component to downtown, particularly in the Mercantile Exchange. The renaissance that's happening down here it's like this exciting wave of momentum that I feel like we get to be part of and perhaps contribute to in some way. So we're grateful for that. And we hope people come into the gallery and come to experience that for themselves as well, all the great restaurants in the area and other places to visit as well.
That's great, yeah, you know I love that.
Yeah, I figured you probably
Coming
did.
from someone else and not me,
That's right.
you know, I'm downtown's biggest cheerleader, us and the staff of the partnership. But thank you, Chandler, so much for joining us on our show.
Yep.
Stay tuned for more Downtown Buzz. Up next, you're going to get a chance to see more of the properties that will be included on the Downtown Living Tour, Park Pacific. Stay tuned. Shantae Ryan here at Park Pacific. It was previously Union Pacific, and now it is the home of 230 apartments and so much more. We are here today with Samantha. She's the property manager, and she's going to give us the rundown on this beautiful building right in the heart of downtown St. Louis. Welcome to our show.
It's nice to meet you.
So give me a little history on the building itself.
So the building was the Union Pacific Railroad. The groundbreaking was actually on Thanksgiving in 1926, and in 1928 it was ready for occupancy. In 2003 we completely renovated the building, and we have what you have today, 230 apartments in the Park Pacific apartment building.
It is beautiful. So you were able to preserve the core structure of the building, just, you know, gutted out the inside, right?
The exterior is still the terracotta,
Beautiful.
And it is also the 1920s Art Deco style building. Our entryway and our lobby still has the period style ceiling that has been completely restored to its historical beauty.
And even some of the features like the elevators still look like the old historic modern 1920s.
We really, really tried to preserve the historical nature of the building.
Okay, now let's talk about the project itself. So it's apartments, it's amenities. Let's talk a little bit about
There's about 230 luxury apartments in the building, ranging from studios, 1-bedrooms, 2-bedrooms, and up to penthouses. We offer a complete package for all of our apartments. They come with the granite countertops, the stainless steel appliances. They are all electric. They also have high efficiency washers and dryers in each apartment. And then our package also includes our AT&T UVerse cable and wireless internet, as well as parking.
So what's the average size of one of the apartments and then the average cost?
The average size is going to be about 900 square feet, and for that price point it's going to run at about $1,250.
Oh, well, that's not bad. And then how about floor plan selection? Do people get to choose from?
We actually have about 36 different floor plans, so we've got a wide variety of options and different views that the building actually offers.
And so if someone comes to visit the property, what can they expect to see from arrival to arriving in one of the units?
Well, they definitely can expect to see our our beautiful lobby when they entered, as we talked about earlier, as well as we have an amenity space on our 22nd floor, which is the highest point of our building. That features a 3,000 square foot gym facility that's open 24 hours that also has locker rooms and a yoga room. We also have a cafe, lounge, and bar area, which we host happy hours once a month for all of our residents up there. We also have a Wii room that has 2 Wii consoles.
That's my favorite.
Yes. So you can actually,
I enjoy the Wii.
Yeah, you can have 8 people play at one time. It's really, really nice and convenient for all of our residents. As well as we have a movie theater that has a Blu-ray disc player in it. So you can have a movie party, scary movie night up there, as well as an executive boardroom. And we have a business center that has a nice card table on it. We also have a rooftop deck with wading pools that features 2 barbecue grills up there too for our residents. So,
wow, that's great.
Yeah.
How often is the movie room used?
It's used actually quite frequently. All of the spaces that we have are also rentable items.
I was going to ask, okay.
So if you host a party, you can actually reserve all of those spaces and have your guests over and entertain in those areas. So it's really nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
How about occupancy? How are things going?
We are doing fantastic on occupancy. We have about 65% of our apartments occupied. So they're going really fast, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So for the home tour,
yes.
When people arrive, they're going to be able to come and see a unit here.
Yes.
Talk about, if you know, what the unit looks like.
Okay, well right now we're in one of the units. This is one of our model apartments. We have 4 different model apartments that they can actually view. They are all variations of our 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartments. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So where can our viewers get more information about Park Pacific?
They can visit our website at liveparkpacific.com, or they can call our office, or even just drop by. We'd be more than happy to see anyone that walks through our doors. So.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So people can just stop by.
Yep.
What are the hours?
We take showings and do tours from about 9 a.m. until about 5 p.m. is our last tour we'll take. So.
That's great. So anything else you think our viewers need to know about this project?
Another great thing about the project is we also offer a guest suite. So our residents that have people come in town or want to stay in the building, we have an apartment for them to stay in that is a rentable item for any guest, even people that are not actually residents of the building. So,
oh, that's great. And then what are the price points attached to the guest?
It's $89 per night, and it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath guest suite. So
that's great. And then can they also take advantage of some of the amenities?
They definitely can while they're here, yes.
Oh, that's really good to know.
Yes.
Might have to talk to you offline.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on our show.
Definitely.
Again, the Downtown Living Tour is on April 28th. You can find out more information at downtownstl.org. Stay tuned for more Downtown Buzz. This month's show featured 2 of the residential properties you can view during our Downtown Living Tour on April 28th, as well as a look inside the establishment hosting the after party, Art St. Louis.
To find out more information on both, you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter for the most up-to-date information about downtown St. Louis, or you can always visit us on our website at downtownstl.org. That's our show. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maggie Campbell.
And I'm Shantae Bryan. Make it a great day.